Ladies and gentlemen, this evening's performance is now due to commence.
Just come to the stage where I can't be persuaded to set foot on stage until some punk has paid for a cage, because a cage is all the rage in this day and age. For the proper famous, it's outrageous. It's taken me ages to come to the stage where I'm arriving on stages in cages. There's probably subtext to you picking it up. It's a metaphor for who gives a fuck. Britney or Pink thing, and then I could have linked it to the ups and downs of existence. Could have flown in a copter, rode in on a chopper, dropped down from the wire, emerged from the fire. But there's only one place for the genuine stars, and that's hanging out in bars. Nothing ruins comedy like big arenas. That is a well-established fact. But your enjoyment is not as important as my self-esteem is. My ego's the only thing you can see clearly from the back. But I'm quite famous now, so suck my balls. I've sold my tickets, my job is done. Fuck you all. Who cares about quality? This is not about you, this is all about me and my tiny little penis and flogging DVDs. So bring it on, bring it on. Fuck the punters, bring it on. I am a rock star, motherfucker. And I won't be one for long. So bring it on, bring it on. You gotta make hay in the shining sun. You gotta rock on the way up, 'cause the only way to go from here is down. But I'm trapped for now, and the fact for now is there's no escaping this. I'm wearing baseball caps to hide my face, so the paps don't snap my kids. All I ever wanted was to sing my little songs, but now I'm pregnant in New Weekly, and I'm overweight in Cosmopolitan. So bring it on, before too long my wife and kids will be gone, 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 and I'll have wanked myself to death. in the penthouse suite of the Four Seasons. So bring it on, phone the hookers, stoke the bombs. I am a rock star, I got a fucking orchestra, I can do what I fucking want. I thought fame would make me happy, but she's a fickle, cheap romance. No one even listens to my lyrics, they just wanna see me dance. All the real stars are hanging out in bars, hanging out in bars, bars, bars. All the real stars are hanging out in bars, hanging out in bars, bars. He doesn't have a problem with drugs. He just doesn't get them. He's fine that his mates have tattoos, but he thinks they'll regret them. He likes going to pubs, but he hates it when the music's too loud. He tends not to go to rock concerts 'cause he can't stand the crowds. But all he's ever wanted to be is a rock star on Rage or MTV. But he knows that it's not fucking likely. He's in his mid-30s. He knows that he will always be a rock and roll nerd. He'll keep writing songs the world will never hear. And though they won't be heard, he'll just keep writing. Oh yeah, but you see the problem is he always dreamt of being a star, but he learned piano instead of guitar, which in the 90s didn't get you very far. So while the other kids were learning Stairway, he was the piano to their forte. But he was convinced one day he'd rock their fucking asses and be an icon for the disenfranchised masses, and grow his hair long and rebel against the state. But just for now that'd have to wait, 'cause he's running late for his morning classes. And he will always be a rock and roll nerd. He'll keep playing gigs that no one knows about. Though it sounds absurd, he'll just keep playing. Oh yeah, but you see the problem is there's not much depth in what he's singing. He's a victim of his happy middle-class upbringing. So he can't write about the hood or bling bling. So he sits and imagines his girlfriend is dead to try and evoke some angst in his middle-class head. But the bitch is always fine at 9:30 when they go to bed. And he's not spent a single night in prison. He has no issues with nutrition. He has no drinking problem and no drug addiction. Unless you count the drugs they put in chicken. And marijuana always tends to make him cough. He doesn't look good with his t-shirt off, and when he tries to act tough, you can tell he's tricking. While his mates will go out late, popping pills and having fun, he goes home and showers and gets a good 8 hours. He gets his thrills from his morning run, while his mates will go on dates, taking speed and drinking cans of Jim Beam. He stays home and cooks, comes up with the book with the girl he's had since he was 17. 'Cause he's never really been part of the scene. Give him Guns N' Roses, he'll take Queen. He's more into Beatles than the Stones. He's more Stevie Wonder than Ramones. And he's never owned a panel van. He never shot a Pantera fan. He doesn't know the difference between metal and thrash. He couldn't tell you nothing about Axl and Slash. He likes Ben Folds and the Jackson 5. He knows all the words to staying alive. And though he tries to be all grungy and cool, he spent 11 years at a motherfucking private school. So it don't matter how he tries, he cannot hide behind his rock and roll lies. Cause you've either got it or you don't. Yeah, you lead the rocket or you won't. Yeah, you either got it or you don't. Yeah, you lead the rocket or you won't. Oh, yeah, you either got it or you don't. Oh, yeah, yeah, the rocket or you won't. Here we go. Yeah, you either got it or you don't. Yeah, the rocket or you won't. Yeah, you either got it or you don't. Rocket or you won't. Yeah, you either rocket or you won't. He knows that his music lacks depth, but it just can't be helped. He has nothing interesting to say, so he writes about himself. But he doesn't want to seem self-obsessed, so he writes in third person. In an attempt to seem more rock and roll, but he suspects it's not working. And deep in his heart he knows that he'll never be Jet or Eskimo Joe. And even if he was quite pretty with nice buns like Kylie, he knows that he will always keep writing songs the world will never hear. Could he want me heard? He'll just keep writing. Oh yeah, you might not like him, but he won't care. Cause he wants to rock, and he will never be deterred. But he'll always be a fucked up little try-hard wannabe rock and roll. Ooh, nerd. Oh, it's good. Hi. If you've seen me, if you've seen me before, if you've seen my shows before, did I look like I was enjoying? In the past, not this year, in the past, if you've seen my shows, did I look like I was enjoying myself when I was performing? That's great, because I've been trying to put that veneer up. It's good. I wanted to make you think I was enjoying myself, but it's been really hard in the past, because the whole time when I've been performing up until now, I've just had this thing in the back of my head, just thinking, where's my fucking orchestra? Ladies and gentlemen, the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. Why wouldn't you? Why the hell wouldn't you? I think I've always thought deep down, I've always felt that I deserve, at the very least, an entire symphony orchestra. Just to sort of follow me around in my life, you know, just in case I sort of feel the need to emote and can't find the words. Wow, you're really beautiful. What the fuck are you looking at? It's pretty good. Although there are disadvantages to having an orchestra. Like all large corporations, the sort of ethical imperative is distributed amongst so many people that no one takes moral responsibility, and For example, recently I put on a little bit of, I think I put on a bit of weight because I've been really stressed. And you know, there's lucky people who, when they get stressed, they get thin. I'm the sort of person that when I get stressed, I get cheese and donuts. And it's hard because orchestras tend to be pretty harsh. Yeah, fuck you, Ed. But actually, sorry, you do know it's just 2 hours of this sort of gag. And then we'll just go home. It's going to be really amazing. I think the hardest thing for me was when you have this incredible resource at your disposal. It's so tempting to... I just wanted to write a show that used all the great symphonies and all the great film scores and stuff, but I very quickly hit copyright issues, because I don't know if you know this, but if you want to use any music written by somebody else, if you use it for more than... I think it's 8 seconds, you end up having to pay royalties. Speaking of royalty, Kate and Will are getting married. Speaking of things I don't give a fuck about, this is my band. This is Pete, and this is Ben. Ben from Perth, Pete from London. They're kind of, I don't know. Someone just yelled, "Hi, Pete." Please don't ever make the mistake of thinking this is not about me, just because there's all these other people on the stage. Focus, keep the focus, please. Jesus Christ. Speaking of people threatening my power, this is Ben Northey. He's the conductor. I pay him reasonable money to pretend to be doing what I tell him to do, but actually, don't be fooled. I'm quite scared of him because he's got a quite severe haircut today. Did you get the haircut? Did you get the haircut for the telly? It was yesterday. Oh, that's better. I couldn't tell if you'd had a haircut or whether you'd just grown your face. The reason I'm scared of him, actually, is because he's got this and it makes him look like Harry Potter. Don't you think he looks a bit like Harry Potter, but without the scar and without the avuncular child abuse and without the headmaster, the dead gay headmaster. Spoiler alert! And without Hermione, who used to be a little girl, and now I want to watch her in the shower. I don't know much about morality, but I know what I shouldn't like. Rigor mortis ejaculatum. Did it work? Hard to tell at this stage, really, isn't it? Anyone speak Latin? Anyone know magic? What a nightmare. How are we going to find out if it worked? Does it feel different? I mean, you never know, though. Next time you have an orgasm, it might be rock solid. Semen pebbles. How are we going to find out? Could you tweet me next time you come? That'd be good. What? I'm an empiricist. I need to know the results of all my experiments. Maybe... Could you rub one out now? It would be interesting at the very least. It could be the world's first public orchestrated ejaculation. Probably not the world's first. There's always the Germans. Oh dear, I just noticed something. Is that your daughter? You didn't need any of that, did you? How old are you? How old? Ah, we can watch you in the shower now. 22, easy. Easy peasy, easy peasy. It's not a problem. Illuminatum expelloramus. It's Earth Hour. Wow. The 1 hour a year that you can finger someone and they won't know who it was. I don't know who it was. I didn't realise that. I thought hippies were boring, but it's actually quite exciting when you put it into practice. Illuminatum funky pincus. All right, come on. You're meant to stop me. You should have stopped me. That's what I'm paying you for, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, you highly trained, world-renowned classical conductor, bitch. Yeah. with a fucking wand. Anyway, this is basically a new material night. I know it's a little audacious, but I like to try out new material in front of large crowds. I think it's important to expand your data set as much as you can in order that you don't get any false negatives or false positives in the responses from the crowd. Basically, you know what I mean. Statistically, it's important that I get the right feedback. Anything less than about 2,500, 3,000 people, and the p-values are unacceptable. Interesting, good, yeah. Yelling lady is also a fan of stats. Excellent. So they're dangerous jokes, those ones, because like the 70% of people here who aren't complete nerds don't know what I'm talking about, and the 30% of people who do know what I'm talking about probably know enough to know that I don't actually know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'll persevere. I guess I'm only... this one's quite new. We practiced the music, but I didn't get time to learn the lyrics, so I've got this. I just wanted to acknowledge, I didn't want to pretend they weren't there, you guys, So I'm just going to pop them on my piano here, if that's all right. Is that all right? It's better that I get them right, I suppose. Good. It's a swing tune, and it appears to be called Cont. I don't like Jews. Neither should you. They're ethically and spiritually poor, that's a fact. I don't like black people. It's just not acceptable. There should be some kind of law that is that, and I get the shits with Inuits. They get on my tits, the little bastards. And women. Just make me so mad. Does that make me bad? Am I bad? Is that bad? And the fucking Italians, I just cannot stand them. They really inspire my rancor. Cheating fucking Italian wankers. And lesbians and the bi-curious make me furious. It's not their fault, I know, but still. Grr. And goddamn Christians. I just want to punch them in their faces. And I'm not comfortable with Muslims on the tube. And I can't stand publicly breastfeeding mothers. And I hate gays who talk and play. And the fucking Chinese make me angry. I hate the rich. I hate the poor. I hate bitches. I hate whores. I hate Africans. I hate Japanese. I hate the disabled. Burmese. Yeah, I don't care about your color or your creed. I will judge you for no reason. That's the end of your chart? Oh, fuck. Pete had half the lyrics covering over there. Oh, fuck. Yeah, can we do it again? I think we better do it again from the top. I think if I left it there, I might run the risk of being misconstrued. I'm such an idiot. It's not even called Cont. It's called context. don't like Jews who make and distribute kiddie porn. Neither should you. They're ethically and spiritually poor, that's a fact. I don't like black people who risk billions of other people's money gambling on future derivatives. It's just not acceptable. There should be some kind of law that is that. And I get the shits with Inuits who find out what job I do and offer me a racist joke or two. They get on my tits, the little bastards. And women who judge other women for not holding the same views as them vis-a-vis career and mothering just make me so mad. Does that make me bad? Am I bad? Is that bad? And the fucking Italians, I just cannot stand them when they take a dive in the penalty box, denying Australia its World Cup spot. They really inspire my rancor, cheating fucking Italian wankers. And lesbians and the bi-curious make me furious when their pride parade blocked the traffic flow. When my baby had asthma and had to go to the hospital. It's not their fault, I know, but still. And goddamn Christians who lean on their horn when my wife is being cautious at an intersection. I just want to punch them in their faces. Although my anger is fleeting, I understand their frustration. She's a little too hesitant. And I'm not comfortable with Muslims on the tube who look over my shoulder when I'm reading. And I can't stand publicly breastfeeding mothers who smoke cigarettes while they're feeding. And I hate gays who talk camply during the final act of King Lear. And the fucking Chinese make me angry when they make sham erection potions out of the horns of endangered rhinoceri. I hate the rich who use their wealth as an excuse for bigotry. I hate the poor who use their poverty as an excuse for bigotry. I hate bitches who get rabies and try to bite babies. I hate whores who won't accept visa. I hate African racists. I hate Japanese homophobes. I hate disabled rapists and Burmese cats. Yeah, I don't care about your color or your creed. I will judge you for no reason but your deeds. I think we scraped by with that one. That was all right. I got spam. You know spam. Not like in the war, but sometimes if I'm feeling particularly paranoid, kind of narcissistic. I know that spam, the whole point of spam is, again, it's about large numbers. They send out as many as they can, and that's their business model. As long as they get 1% hit or something, it justifies itself. But if I'm feeling kind of paranoid, sometimes I think there must be some kind of Julian Assange figure sitting somewhere building a profile on me and sending me spam that's actually marketed at me directly. And the other day I got one for a penis enlargement kit. And I was quite defensive. I was like, fuck off, you know. Fuck you, I don't need a penis enlargement kit. I don't need a penis enlargement kit. I'm perfectly happy with the penis enlargement kit I've got at home. But I think we're insecure, men are insecure about them. We don't talk, it's more sort of accepted that women are, but I think, well, I am anyway. Hi, come in, you know, you haven't missed anything. Jesus, well, let's start again. This is a nightmare. I was leaning on a bar recently. It didn't do anything for my self-esteem. I was leaning on a bar. Can you see that, new people? I was leaning on a bar. It looked a bit like this, like that, but I'll just keep it going this way. I know, it's an incredible sight. I was leaning on a bar and I was wearing these skinny jeans because I some time ago forgot that I meant to be wearing them ironically. And And this probably happens. I know women get checked out all the time, but I've never knowingly been checked out. But I was leaning on this bar and I could see this woman checking me out because there was a mirror behind the spirits and I could see her looking at me in the mirror. And she was properly undressing me with her eyes, you know, like undressing me with her eyes. And then when she'd finished, barely perceptibly, but definitely I saw her do this. And then, still using only her eyes, she dressed me again. And when she'd finished, she added a jacket and a hat that weren't even mine. So I was feeling a little bit sort of down, and you know that you should never do it, but I sort of went fishing for compliments, I guess. I was expressing to this female friend of mine that I was feeling a little bit, you know, wasn't feeling great about myself. And she said, "But Tim, you're deceptively thin." I think she was trying to be nice, but there are two ways you can take that comment, and they're both insults. Because either she was saying that I look thin, which is deceptive, because on closer examination I'm quite clearly a fatty, or she was saying that I am thin, but you wouldn't know it, because to look at from a distance I look like a proper porker. So I punched her deceptively softly in her unambiguously stupid face. I think the point I'm trying to make is that I have a wife. She's lovely. I thoroughly recommend my wife. She's gorgeous. She's although actually I don't like the term wife. Does anyone? Maybe it's just my generation. I get screamed. It has that sort of that sense of owner. This is my wife. That sense of ownership. The feminist in me. What? I have a feminist in me. Keep her in a cage. The feminist, I just think it feels like an ownership thing. So I've long since been advocating the use of the term vaginally endowed life partner. With, I'm not too proud to admit, limited success, but I'm nothing if not tenacious. Anyway, my Velp and I, well, we've been together for ages, for 18 years we've been together. Actually, I don't need your fucking pity. I'm fine. But I lost my virginity to my Velp. That's how I knew she was VE before I committed to the LP. And when you have one person in your life that is so definitive in your very understanding of love and of adulthood, it's hard to resist the temptation to assume that she's your soulmate, you know, that she was sent, that it's not just spam, you know, that maybe maybe it's meant to be. So this is a song for my one true love. Actually, that's not even completely accurate. Just to be honest, Sarah and I broke up for a couple of years in our early 20s, and I fell in love with another woman, but she's been deleted from my history for the sake of my comic narrative. Like the Aborigines at Forest River and all the nice Nazis, neither history nor comedy are particularly served by ambiguity. This is a song for my Sarah. It's called If I Didn't Have You. Yeah, if I didn't have you. If I didn't have you to hold me tight. If I didn't have you to lie with at night. If I didn't have you to share my sighs. And to kiss me and dry my tears when I cry. Well, I really think that I would have somebody else. If I didn't have you, someone else would do. Your love is one in a million. You couldn't buy it at any price. But of the 9,999,000 other possible loves, statistically, some of them would be equally nice. Or maybe not as nice, but say smarter than you, or dumber but better at sport, or colouring I'm just saying I think I'd probably, yeah. If I didn't have you, someone else would do. If I were a rich man, diddle 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 dee, I guess I would be with a surgeon or a model or a Raleigh of the Royals or a Kennedy or an infomaniacal exhibitionist heiress to a large chain of hotels. If I were a rich man, maybe I would fiddle, fiddle, diddle, diddle with the rich man girl. I'm not saying that I'd not love you if I were wealthy or handsome, but realistically, there's lots of fish in the sea, and if I had a different rod, I would conceivably land some. Even though I'm fiscally consistently pitiable and considerably less Brad Pitt than Brad Pitiful, am I really so poor and ugly that you think only you could possibly love me? And I think I'd probably, yeah. Have you, someone else would do. And look, I'm not undervaluing what we've got when I say that given the role chaos inevitably plays and the inherently flawed notion of fate, it's abstruse to deduce I found my soulmate at the age of 17. It's just mathematically unlikely that at a university in Perth I happen to stumble on the one girl on earth specifically designed for me. And if I may conjecture a further objection, love has nothing to do with destined perfection. The connection is strengthened, the affection simply grows over time, like a flower or a mushroom or a guinea pig or a vine or a sponge or bigotry or a banana. And love is made more powerful by the ongoing drama of shared experience and the synergy of a kind of symbiotic empathy or something like that. So I trust it goes without saying that I would feel really very sad if tomorrow you were to fall off something high or catch something bad. But I'm just saying, I don't think you're special. I mean, I obviously think you're special, but you fall within a bell curve. I mean, I'm just saying, I think I'd probably, I think you are unique and beautiful. You make me happy despite being around. But objectively, you would have to agree that, baby, when I found you, options were relatively thin on the ground. You're lovely, but there must be girls as lovely as you and maybe more open to spanking or table tennis. I'm just saying, I think I'd probably, I reckon it's pretty likely that if, for example, my first girlfriend Jackie hadn't dumped me after I kissed Winston's ex-girlfriend Nia at Steph's party back in 1993, enough variables would probably have been altered by the absence of that event to have meant the advent of a tangential narrative in which we don't meet. Which is to say, there exists a theoretical, hypothetical, parallel life where what is not as it is, and I'm not your husband and you are not my wife, and I am a stuntman living in LA, married to a small blonde Portuguese skier who, when she's not training, does abstract painting, practices yoga and brews her own beer, and really likes making home movies and suffers neck down alopecia. A little bit of alopecia. But with all my heart and all my mind, I know one thing is true. I have just one life and just one love, and my love, that love is you. And if it wasn't for you, darling, darling, yeah. If I didn't have you, do someone else would surely do it. Can I have some of your drink? My drink's over near the piano. Can I borrow some of your drink? Thanks, man. I'm going back to England tomorrow. It's a bit sad. I know. I'm making him go. He doesn't even come from there. I'm just making him go there. It's like an anti-convict. A Tukivnok. It's the opposite of convict. Oh, shut up. I just thought of it then. Okay. Look, I'm I'm aware that I've become aware. I need to address something before I go on, because I know that I've learned that some people come to with the p-values and the bell curves and stuff. A lot of sciencey people and stuff come to my shows. Yeah, a lot of quite sort of nerdy people, and there's a great crossover with those sorts of people with agnostics and atheists. I get lots of them at my shows too, and I just don't want you sitting there waiting for lots of religious material this year, because I've stopped doing material on faith and religion and stuff. Well, you're right. I owe you an explanation. You're right. I do. Because I know that something happened to me. It's a true story. It's quite a sort of a big thing for me. I'll tell you as quickly as I can. This was last year when I was touring here last. I was in Melbourne and I was doing a gig, not one of my shows, but a late night gig in Northcote, hosted by Ross Noble, you know, the mentally ill, long-haired northerner. And he's not mentally ill, he's a genius. He's a mentally ill person with an audience. Beautiful, amazing, brilliant Ross, and I was there with Eddie Perfect. I've got very cool friends, and we were standing at this bar, and after the gig, just in the bar, and there was this bloke there. And I noticed him because he's quite tall and quite handsome, and very dark skin, and those lovely dreadlocks that you can get at the hairdresser for $400, and he had a silver chain around his neck. His shirt was open to about here, and he had a silver chain around his neck, and on the chain hung a quite prominent silver cross, the kind of cross you might wear if you're a fan of intersections or the lowercase letter T, I suppose. But most likely if you're a fan of the apparatus by which first century Romans put Jewish insurgents to death. Anyway, he was standing there, and eventually I could tell he wanted to talk to us, and eventually he came over touting his torture equipment, and he kind of made his way into the group, and he started talking. And he said, "My name's Sam." His name was Sam. He said, "I'm from Dandenong." He was from Dandenong, and we got talking. He's a lovely, very polite guy, really nice, but slightly weird. And I think it was because I could tell he wanted to say something, and eventually he said it. He said, "Tim, I've always wanted to ask you this, and I've been watching your material for a long time, and I don't want you to think I'm offended or anything, but you might have noticed I'm a Christian. Christian. And he said, I've just always wanted to ask you why you don't believe in God." And I said, well, I don't believe in God for the same reason that anyone who doesn't believe in something doesn't believe in it, because they haven't yet been offered enough evidence to allay their doubts. And he said, but you don't just go through your entire life only believing things for which you have evidence, do you? And I said, yep. That's how I wade my way through my turgid existence. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And he said, what about love? And I said, what about love? And he said, do you believe in love? And I said, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm loved. I love. Yeah, I believe in love. And he said, aha, you don't have any evidence for love. And I said, well, yeah, I think, sure, yeah, I think so. I mean, love without evidence is stalking. And he said, well, if it's evidence you want, then how about this? And he proceeded to tell me a story. And this is his story. Sam's mum, in her early 60s, had developed a degenerative eye disorder, and she'd gone to the doctor after putting it off, and the doctor said if she didn't have surgery really quickly that she would lose her eyesight. And Sam's mum was scared because she didn't believe in modern medicine. She didn't trust doctors. She was afraid of the idea of surgery and of hospitals. But she had her church. Sam and his mum went to one of those large, shiny, glass-type evangelical churches there in the Dandenongs. And that Sunday, Sam and his mum went to church, and 1,400, the whole congregation, 1,400 people prayed together for Sam's mum. And the next Tuesday, they went to the doctor, and the eye was healed, cured, completely without any evidence of any problem whatsoever. And this had a huge impact on me because I try to be intellectually honest, and all I've ever asked for is evidence. And here I was experiencing for the first time a first-person account of what can only be described as a miracle. So I went right on home and I wrote this song. I have an apology to make. I'm afraid I've made a big mistake. I turned my face away from you, Lord. I was too blind to see the light. I was too weak to feel your might. I closed my eyes, I couldn't see the truth, Lord. But then, like Saul on the Damascus road, you sent a messenger to me, and so now I've had the truth revealed to me. Please forgive me all those things I said. I'll no longer betray you, Lord. I will pray to you instead, and I will say thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for fixing the cataracts of Sam's mum. I had no idea about it, suddenly so clear. Now I feel such a cynic. How could I have been so dumb? Thank you for displaying how praying works. A particular prayer in a particular church. Thank you, Sam, for the chance to acknowledge this omnipotent ophthalmologist. Thank you, God, for fixing the cataracts of Sam's mum. I didn't realize that it was so simple, but you've shown a great example of just how it can be done. You only need to pray in a particular spot to a particular version of a particular God, and if you pull that off without a hitch, he will fix one eye of one middle-class white bitch. I know in the past my outlook has been limited. I couldn't see examples of where life had been definitive, but I can admit it when the evidence is clear as Sam's mum's new cornea, and that's extremely clear. Thank you, God, for fixing the cataracts of Sam's mum. I have to admit that in the past I have been skeptical, but Sam described this miracle and I am overcome. How fitting that the sighting of a sight-based intervention should open my eyes to this exciting new dimension. It's like someone put an eye chart up in front of me and the top 5 letters say, I see, G-O-D. Thank you, Sam, for showing how my point of view has been so flawed. I assumed there was no God at all, but now I see that's cynical. It's simply that his interests aren't particularly broad. He's largely undiverted by the starving masses or the inequality between the various classes. He gives out strictly limited passes, redeemable for surgery or 2-for-1 glasses. I feel so shocking for historically mocking you. Your interests are clearly confined to the ocular. I bet given the chance, you just chew the divine and start a little business selling contacts online. Fuck me, Sam, what are the odds that of history's endless parade of gods, that the God who just happened to be taught to believe in is the actual one? And he digs on healing, but not the AIDS-ridden African nations, nor the victims of the plague, nor the flat-addled Asians, but healthy, privately insured Australians with common and curable lens degeneration. This story of Sam's has but a single explanation: a surgical God who digs on magic operations. No, it couldn't be mistaken. Attribution of causation, born of a coincidental temporal correlation, exacerbated by a general lack of education vis-a-vis physics in Sam's parish congregation. It couldn't be that all these it couldn't be an artifact of confirmation bias, a product of groupthink, a mass delusion, an emperor's new clothes style, fear of exclusion. No, it's more likely to be an all-powerful magician in the misdiagnosis of the initial condition, or one of many cases of spontaneous remission, or a record-keeping glitch by the local physician. No, the only explanation for Sam's mum seeing, they prayed to an all-knowing super being, to the omnipresent master of the universe, and he liked the sound of their muttered verse. So for a bit of a change from his usual stunt of being a sexist, racist, murderous creep, he popped down to Dandenong and just like that used his powers to heal the cataracts of Sam's mum. Of Sam. something. I feel such a tingling, what ignorant scum. Now I understand how prayer can work. A particular prayer in a particular church, in a particular style, with a particular stuff, and for particular problems that aren't particularly tough, and for particular people, preferably white, and for particular senses, preferably sight. A particular prayer in a particular spot, to a particular version of a particular God. And if you get that right, he just might take a break from giving babies malaria and pop down to your local area to fix the cataracts of your mum. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I don't want you to think I spend my life just trying to take away everything that gives people joy. That's my job. That's not my life. That's it. I made a couple of mistakes with the lyrics there, which is proof that this is going live to television. But I need to explain it. It's just that I suddenly remembered that I wasn't allowed to call God what I was going to call him on television. So I got really freaked out and had to start thinking of another word. I cycled through quite a few and settled on creep, and I'd like to apologise to God for mucking up the lyrics. So yeah, when I, as I say, in my life, I don't go around hassling people about their beliefs, particularly. And the way I consolidate my beliefs with those of my friends who believe in wacky stuff like prayers is that I think of them as romantics. You know, Sam, if you think about it, was a romantic, and he wasn't only romantic about his and his fellow parishioners' ability to telepathically communicate with a 2,000-year-old zombie Jew and convince him to break all the laws of physics to help him fix his mum's minor medical problem, but... Sorry, I shouldn't say... That's wrong. That's wrong. 2011-year-old zombie Jew. But he was also a romantic about love. And that's an interesting gateway for me into understanding those sort of romantic beliefs, because I think all of us from very early on hold this belief that love is an ephemeral, inexplicable, sort of magical thing that just happens, you know. And I guess it's because of the stories we're told, really. But for most of us, one of the first stories we're ever told is that of a handsome prince riding through a forest and coming across an unconscious woman in a glass box and taking advantage of her, and in that small act of sexual assault a seed is planted and love blossoms, kind of like what will be happening in clubs around Sydney on any given weekend, except Oxford Street instead of a glass box. Two handsome princes. Anyway, I reject this hypothesis. Love doesn't happen at first sight, in my experience. Love creeps up on you when you're not expecting it, and often when you don't really want it. So this is a song about that creepy-uppy kind of love. You grew on me like a tumor, and you spread through me like malignant melanoma, and now you're in my heart. Should have cut you out back at the start. And no cure for me, no dose of emotional chemotherapy can halt my pathetic decline. Should have had you removed back when you were benign. I picked you up like a virus, like meningococcal meningitis. Now I can't feel my legs. When you're around, I can't get out of bed. And I've left it too late to risk an operation. I know there's no hope of a clean amputation. The successful removal of you would probably kill me too. You grew on me like carcinoma, crept up on me like untreated glaucoma. Now I find it hard to see. This untreated dose of you has blinded me. I should have consulted my local physician. I'm stuck now forever with this tunnel vision. My periphery is screwed. Wherever I look now, all I see is you. When we first met, you seemed fickle and shallow, but my armor was no match for your poison arrows. You are wedged inside my breast. If I tried to pull you out now, I think I'll bleed to death. I'm feeling short of breath. You grew on me like a tumor, and you spread through me like malignant melanoma. I guess I never knew how fast a little mole can grow. You. I think if I ever make the mistake of reading the opinion pages or the letters pages of a newspaper, or Lord forbid, the comments under an article in the newspaper, I get the impression that the world, that the human race is trying to divide the world into two columns. There's this sort of epidemic of black and whiteism. You know, everything has to be good or evil and healthy or deadly or, you know, natural and organic or chemical. You know, our troops in Iraq are good and pedophiles are evil, ignoring the fact that, you know, some soldiers like kiddies and some pedos have guns. And, you know, if you eat these berries or drink this magical juice, then you will be healthful forever and you will live eternally. And if you take these toxins or have these vaccines, then you will get cancer and die, or you'll get autism and you won't like hugs. And if you know, everything organic and natural is good, ignoring the fact that organic natural substances include arsenic and poo and crocodiles, and everything chemical is bad, ignoring the fact that everything is chemicals. Everything is chemicals! The day they discover yoga mats are carcinogenic will be the happiest day of my life. So anyway, I've decided the solution is to write a pop song. I've written a pop song. I thought Bono had such success with solving world poverty that I could at least have a crack at false dichotomies. So this is a song called The Fence, after which we'll have a break. Somewhere in your wardrobe I'd be willing to bet there's a t-shirt proudly bearing the silhouette of Che Guevara. He was revolutionary, yeah, he wore a cool hat. But behind the design I think you might find it's not quite as simple as that. Che was a bit of a homophobe. Che was a bit of a homophobe. Apparently. Che was a bit of a homophobe. Sing it, Che was a bit of a homophobe. This is a song in defense of the fence. A little sing-along, an anthem to ambivalence. The more you know, the harder you will find it to make up your mind. It doesn't really matter if you find you can't see which grass is greener. Chances are it's neither, and either way it's easier to see the difference when you're sitting on the fence. Somewhere in your house I'd be willing to bet there's a picture of that grinning hippie from Tibet, the Dalai Lama. He's a lovely, funny fella. He's done good stuff galore. But let's not forget that back in Tibet, those funky monks used to dig the poor, yeah. And the Buddhist line about future lives is a perfect way to stop the powerless rising up, I reckon. And he tells the poor they will live again, but he's rich now, so it's easy for him to say, I'm taking the stand in defense of the fence. I got a little band playing anthems to ambivalence. We divide the world into terrorists and heroes, into normal folk and weirdos, into good people and pedos, into things that give you cancer, and the things that cure cancer, and the things that don't cause cancer. But there's a chance they will cause cancer in the future. We divide the world to stop us feeling frightened, into wrong and into right hand, into black and into white hand, into real men and fairies, into status quo and scary. Yeah, we want the world binary, binary, but it's not that simple. And your dogs have a bigger carbon footprint than a four-wheel drive. Yeah, your dogs have a bigger carbon footprint than a four-wheel drive. Yeah, your dogs have a bigger carbon footprint than a four-wheel drive. But so does your baby. Maybe you ought to trade him in for a Prius. Rock! I'm having a rant in defense of the fence. Got a 60-piece band playing tributes to ambivalence. We divide the world into liberals and gun freaks, into atheists and fundies, into teetotalers and junkies, into chemical and natural, into fictional and factual, into science and supernatural. But it's actually naturally not that white and black. You'll be dividing up into terrorists and heroes, into normal folk and weirdos, into good people and pedos, into things that give you cancer, and the things that cure cancer, and the things that don't cause cancer. But there's a chance they will cause cancer in the future. We divide the world to stop us feeling frightened, into wrong and into right hand, into black and into white hand, into real men and fairies, into parrots and canaries. Yeah, we want the world binary, binary. 0010101. The more you know, go have a wee. The second act gets weirder.
It's okay. No, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Very funny. He's actually tells the truth.
What do you mean? He's terrible.
no, he's very controversial, which we like a lot.
It was pretty amazing. I've seen it a few times, and it just gets better every time.
Oh, it's fantastic. I loved it.
It's just so funny, and he's so witty. Like, he just uses like amazing words and stuff.
Engaged and constantly keeping you interested and challenged all the time. So it's just a magnificent experience all over.
I thought I might go to sleep, but no way. I was wrapped.
With a symphony orchestra behind it, it'll just be mind-blowing, really.
I think Barry Humphries was a genius from a previous era, and I think Tim Minchin is this generation's genius, Australian genius.
It's fabulous, and I love it, and I love him.
I got really scared when he started singing that Christian song at the beginning. I got a bit like, what is he doing?
I would expect he'll offend many people, but that's part of the humor.
Just really amazing. He's just so risque, but you feel this deep sense of respect for human nature, but absolute despising of stupidity and hypocrisy, and that's what I love about it. And you sit there and you cringe to this extent, and then you think, yes, that's how I feel. Thank you.
He's a very clever guy. Fantastic show. Really entertaining. And so far, so good. It's just been fantastic. Everything we expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can't believe it. So, good. As indicated by my change of shirt colour, this second act is a lot more serious. This is a song about prejudice. I just said prejudice. Did I just say prejudice? This is a song about prejudice. It's mean, but without the do. Oh, sorry, the ud. Fuck. I'm going off. As indicated by my change of shirt colour, this act is a lot more serious. This is a song about prejudice. And the language of prejudice. And the power of the language of prejudice. It's called Prejudice. Prejudice. In our modern free-spoken society, there is a word that we still hold taboo. A word with a terrible history of being used to abuse, oppress and subdue. Just 6 seemingly harmless letters arranged in a way that will form a word with more power than the pieces of metal that are forged to make swords. A couple of G's, an R and an E, an I and an N. Just 6 little letters all jumbled together have caused damage that we may never mend. And it's important that we all respect that if these people should happen to choose to reclaim the word as their own, it doesn't mean the rest of you have a right to its use. So never underestimate the power that language imparts. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can break hearts. A couple of G's, unless you've had to live it. Even I am careful with it, and in the end it will only offend. Don't wanna have to spell it out again. Yeah. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. So listen to me if you care for your health. You won't call me ginger unless you're ginger yourself. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. When you are a ginger, life is pretty hard. Years of ritual bullying in the schoolyard. Kids calling you Ranger and Fanny Pants. No invitation to the high school dance. But you get up and learn to hold your head up. You try to keep you cool and not get fed up. But until the feeling of illness truly let up, then the word is ours and ours alone. Don't you know that only a ginger can call another ginger ginger? Yeah, come on, Sydney, let me hear you sing. Only a ginger. Yeah, only a ginger, yeah. So if you call us ginger, we just might come unhinged. If you don't have a fringe with at least a tinge of the ginger in it, only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Now listen to me when I'm looking for sympathy. Just because we're sensitive to UV, just because we're pathetically pale, we do alright with the females. Yeah, I like to ask the ladies round for ginger beer, and soon they're running their fingers through my ginger beard and dunking my ginger nuts into their ginger tea, yeah, and asking can they call me Ginger, and I say I don't think that's appropriate, cause only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Yeah, sing it, yeah. Only a ginger, yeah, yeah. And all the ladies, they agree it's a fact. Once you're gone, you can't go back. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Yeah, go, you funky mother fucking funky ginger mofo. You can call us bozo or fire truck, fire truck. You can even call us carrot top or blood nut, blood nut. Yeah, you can call us matchstick or tampon, tampon. But fucking with the G word is just not on. If you're a gingerphobe and you don't like us, we will stand up to the fight if you want to fight us. But if you cut yourself, you might catch gingivitis. So maybe you should shut your funky mouth. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Sing it! Only a ginger, yeah, 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 yeah. So if you call us ginger, you can't whinge if you're injured. If you don't have a tinge of the ginger in your minge. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. And you know my kids will always be clothed and fed, cause Papa's gonna be bringing home the gingerbread. And they'll be pretty smart because they'll be well read. And by red I mean red, and the fucking homophone. Only a ginger can call another ginger. I'm a ginger, sing it. Only a ginger, call another ginger, another ginger, another ginger. Just like only a ninja can sneak up on another ninja. Only a ginger, only a ginger, only a ginger, yeah. Are you listening? I'm not pointing the finger, I'm just having a singer. I am just reminding ya. call another ginger. I haven't talked about this much on stage prior to this year, and you won't have read anything about it in the media, but I sort of want to, because I think there might, I like to think people can take something from this stuff. Anyway, if you look up the literature on parenting adopted kids, like if you look online or get the books out on parenting adopted kids, you get quite sort of fraught and sort of negative. It's not negative, but it'll tell you all about the problems you're going to face and all that, and the sort of difficulties, the differences between parenting biological and adopted kids. But my 4-year-old is gorgeous. She's lovely. I mean, obviously I'm a little bit biased, but she's got a lovely personality and stuff. But she's also really easily parented, kind of easy to discipline or whatever. She's very responsive, and I guess we'll never know what part of that is her genes and what's the environment in which we brought her up. But I think something we did might have made a big difference. About a year ago, just after she turned 3, after lots of discussion and consultation, my wife and I decided that she was old enough to be told that she's adopted, and we didn't sugarcoat it or anything. We sort of decided, on advice, we told her the whole. Kind of told her the story. We told her about how we'd heard about this orphanage in Eastern Europe. There's a country called Moldova, which virtually no one's heard of, and the entire east coast of Moldova's, the southeast is taken up within an area called the Ialoveni district, and a lot of Ialoveni is just slums. And we told her how we went there and discovered this incredible orphanage where, despite the amazing work of the carers, the kids are sleeping 3 across a bed and then malnourished, and there's no money for medicine and all that sort of thing. And how we found her there and fell in love with her and decided we wanted to bring her home with us to our relatively lovely home in London. And as I guess only a 3-year-old could, she sort of incorporated that into her understanding of her life, and she was fine. But the point is that now, if she's ever naughty, we just say, if you do that again, slums. Seriously, young lady, you put that down. If I have to ask again, you're going back to the orphanage in the slums. 3, 2, 1. Slums. And she is incredibly well behaved. It's quite extraordinary. A woman approached me recently, and she said, that thing you said about telling your daughter that if she's naughty, you'll send her back to the orphanage, that's not true, is it? And I said, yeah, kids need boundaries. What? Well, sure it's true. And she said, well, I just have to say that I think that is cruel. Well, you reckon that's cruel? She's not even adopted. Sleep, little baby, sleep now, my love. The Milky Way's shining high up above. When you grow up, you will learn all that stuff. But for now, close your eyes, close your eyes. Sleep, little baby, try not to squawk. Tomorrow and tomorrow you'll learn how to walk, to love and laugh, to make toast and talk. But for now, Betty buys your blankets hand knitted with pure Angora wool, your nappy is dry and your tummy is full of enough antihistamine to chill out a bull, yet still all this gringing. What more could you want for? I just cannot guess. You constantly complain to me, you should feel blessed. There are children in Africa starving to death, and you don't hear them whinging. What more can I do to put a stop to this mind-numbing noise you are making? Where is the line between patting and hitting? When is rocking rocking and when is it shaking? I don't know what else I can do to try and hush you. My heart says I love you, but my brain's saying fuck you, and hoping a child trafficker will abduct you. At least then I'll get a few hours in bed. I've shushed and I've cooed and I've even tried to sing oh-blah-dee, oh-blah-da in the exact voice of Ringo. Now all I have left is to hope that a dingo will sneak in and rip off your fat bitching head. Say a word. Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird in the hope you get avian flu. The nice folk in A&E will take care of you. That's it. Close your eyes. Shh, not a sound. I can barely see your tiny belly moving up and down. One thing they don't mention in the parenting book, your love for them grows the closer to dead they look. So, if you read, thanks. Speaking of sacred things, if you read the newspapers about midway through last year, you would have come across this story about this idiot, this fucking idiot, this American fucking idiot who decided on the approach to the anniversary of 9/11 that he was going to collect and burn as many copies of the Quran as he possibly could. And then there were these other bunch of fucking idiots who thought the right idea would be to publicise this fucking idiot's idiotic idea by writing about it in every newspaper in the fucking world. And then there was this third bunch of fucking idiots who decided that they would respond to these idiots reporting this idiotic fucking idiot by claiming that they would eke out revenge on this idiot if he idiotically burned their sacred book. And the problem with this situation, apart from the obvious surplus of fucking idiots, is the central notion that an object can be sacred. So what makes an object sacred? This is my copy of the Holy Quran. What makes this sacred? What is it that makes this? What makes 2,734 people suddenly nervous? about the fact that I have a copy of this book on this object. How is it different from this, my copy of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows? And please, I'm not saying it's not. It clearly is. But where is the sacredness? Where is the difference? But because you'd assume, wouldn't you, that it's in the words, it's in the text where the sacredness lies. It's the text, the incineration of which we fear or deplore. And yet, since the invention of the printing press and latterly the internet, these words, happily, these historic words have been reproduced billions of times. These words are indestructible. So it can't be that. So is it the look? Can you judge the sacredness of a book by its cover? Is it these gilt edges, the gold? I mean, this is shiny too. And so if it's not that, what is it? I think maybe it's the very presence of the word Quran spelt properly here in the sort of Persian way, the Q and the apostrophe AN. The presence of the word Quran on its cover perhaps makes it sacred. But then what if some Islamic version of Sam's mum praying a little heart out, trying to resolve some UTI or migraine headache? What if she rubbed the text off with overuse and there was no longer the word Quran on the front of this Quran? Is it no longer sacred? For that matter, what if I took this yellow sticky note with the word Quran written on it and put it on the front of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows? Is this just had a bit of sacredness added to it? For that matter, what if I took the cover off this copy of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows and put it on this copy of Harry Potter? Is this... Perhaps you're justifiably now more worried about what I'm going to do with this book. If we, God forbid, got rid of J.K. Rowling altogether and was left with just this. What about this piece of cardboard that I underpaid my atheist bookbinding student friend to render to look like the Quran? Is this? And then again, whether or not someone holds a book sacred, why would you burn it? What sort of fucking idiot burns a book? Burning a book is like burning a bra. After the adrenaline of this symbolic moment is over, all you're left with is a pile of ashes and unsupported boobs. Idiot. But I'm being facetious. I guess I'm being facetious because I think if we think about it, we all know that sacredness doesn't lie in the object or the person or the institution that's held sacred, but rather in the minds, the collective belief of those who choose to or have been taught to or have come to believe that something is sacred. And that's fine. That's actually, importantly, one of your human rights. It is your human right to hold sacred what you will. If you want to imbue earthly things with supernatural agency, that is your right. And if it came to it, I guess I'd scribble up a shitty placard and march beside you to defend your human right to hold sacred what you will, but I don't think that means you get to tell other people what they should hold sacred. I don't think, yeah, it's like Sam's church. I don't think you get to tell me what historical figures I may or may not satirize in cartoon form, and I don't think you get to tell me who I can and cannot criticize and in what language I can or cannot criticize them, because one thing seems to be a truth, and that is that if a person or an institution are held sacred by too many people, then they are by definition beyond criticism. And when a person or an institution becomes beyond criticism, it seems they slip inevitably towards corruption. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, he's a fucking mother. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, what is he, SSO? Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fucking fuck the motherfucker. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucking Pope. Fuck the the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, he's a total motherfucker. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, he's a fucking motherfucker. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucking. Fuck the motherfucker and fuck you, motherfucker, if you think that motherfucker is sacred. If you cover for another motherfucker who's a kitty fucker, fuck you, you're no better than the motherfucking rapist. And if you don't like the swearing, this motherfucker force from me and reckon it shows moral or intellectual paucity, then fuck you, motherfucker. This is language one employs, and one is a little bit cross at motherfuckers fucking boys. Yep. And I don't give a fuck if calling the Pope a motherfucker means you unthinkingly brand me an unthinking apostate. This has now to do with other fucking godly motherfuckers. I'm not interested right now in theological debate. There are other fucking songs and there'll be other fucking ways. I'll be a religious apologist on other fucking days. But the fact remains, if you protect a single kitty fucker, you're Pope or Prince or Plumber, you're a fucking motherfucker. Yep! And I don't give a fuck what any other motherfucker believes about Jesus and his motherfucking mother. I've no problem with the spiritual beliefs of other fuckers, while those beliefs don't impact on the happiness of others. But if you build a church on claims of moral authority and with threats of hell impose it on others in society, then you motherfucker, can expect some fucking wrath when it turns out you've been fucking us in our motherfucking asses. Our motherfucking asses. So fuck the motherfucker and fuck you, motherfucker, if you're still a motherfucking papist. If he covered for a single motherfucker who's a kitty fucker, fucking he's as evil as the motherfucking rapist. And if you look into your motherfucking heart and tell me true, if this motherfucking stupid fucking song offended you with its filthy fucking language and a fucking disrespect. If it made you feel angry, go ahead and write a letter. But if you find the song more offensive than the possibility the Pope protected priests when they were getting fucking fiddly, then listen to me, motherfucker, this here is a fact. You are just as morally misguided as that motherfucking power-hungry, self-aggrandized bigot in the stupid fucking hat. They won't allow gays there. Who'd stop the dancing? Who'd stop the dancing? Who'd stop the dancing? Who'd stop the dancing? Pope on a disco then. Is the Pope on a disco then? Is the Pope on a disco? Who'd stop the dancing? 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 If the Pope on the disco, no money, no, no.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about either.
Nice disco, SSO. Sweet disco. You finally found your calling. Speaking of guilt, I got asked by a journalist recently. It wasn't really a journalist. It wasn't really an interview. It was one of those sort of space fillers. 30 seconds with so-and-so, stupid questions with stupid answers, you know, that sort of thing. And they're lovely. I appreciate it. Yeah, whatever. But this woman said, "So name 3 guilty pleasures." And I was like, oh, God, I'm hopeless at that sort of thing. I don't sit around writing lists of 3 of stuff. And I said to her, can you give us a hand? I mean, what do other people say when you ask them this question, just as a hint? And she said, people usually say things like, you know, watching Biggest Loser or Bananarama or Tim Tams. Those are your guilty pleasures? That shows an incredibly low threshold for both guilt and pleasure. I'm so glad I asked her. I could have embarrassed myself. I was thinking more along the lines of, I don't know, watching German porn dressed as Elmo, or doing cocaine while you're babysitting, or using a length of pipe to force feed yourself foie gras. Or, you know, cancelling your monthly payment to your sponsor child so you can afford to buy a second iPad. Upon reflection, there was only one thing that I could think of that is really my guilty pleasure, and that's booze, wine. And I don't feel guilty because I'm putting toxins in my body, which I probably am, or because I'm an asshole when I'm drunk, which I probably am. I just feel guilty because I know that $13.50 odd I spend every day on red wine could probably have been better spent buying some fucking Somalian village a pump. But that's why I savour it. Nothing tastes as good as that sip of wine you know could have inoculated an infant against TB. That's a fucking guilty pleasure. And so is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cheese. 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 Doesn't love me. I am such a fool in love. I just cannot get enough. But it's an unrequited love. I can feel it in my guts. I spend my nights tossing and turning. My stomach is churning. My heart is burning. My numb is returning. Haunt me and shame me. Drive me insane. All the pain, a blue vein on my brain. And I wake up with sweat on my brow. You know I gotta give it up and I must do it now. But instead in the morning when my wife is gone, I find myself back on cheeseworld.com. And I know that it's wrong, but I'm soon navigating to the real mature stuff, the funky old ladies, feeding my fetish for fetid old feta, photos of Parisian on beds and bruschetta. And the worse they smell, the more they swear. The faster I feel my lips get wet. Oh God, j'adore le fromage. Mais le fromage ne pas dormir. Rien, je ne regrette rien. Mais perhaps last night's half wheel of double cream brie, trying to replace my fondues with fondants, trying to develop strength of will, but I know that I won't. I have found love is never fair. We should But each time I take her home, she goes and renders me comatose and leaves me unbuckled, slumped on my chair. I cannot bear it anymore. Damn you, man, more. Every time I let you through the door, I end up curled up on the floor. Oh God, my poor heart is too sore. So no more. But before I give you up, I just need one more tiny taste. To leave you like this would be a criminal waste. Just one more tiny taste, darling, please. Just one more little sliver of C-H-E-E-S-A. Funky, funky, funky cheese. Sometimes I just think you have to tackle a subject head on. It's droopy. Got a droopy. A bit of a droop. You all right? What are you looking at? So this is This is a song about me. It's a song about writing songs in the way that I do it. It's unrelatable. You cannot relate to this song. In that sense, it's a failed piece of art. Is a harlot. She will dance with any bastard. She's undiscerning in her choice of partners. I could have her, of course, if I wished. But I object to her promiscuousness. Beauty just doesn't do it for me. Beauty is a harlot, an easy lay for lazy artists. I won't be fooled by her vulgar charm. It is the easiest trick in the book. Music's a worm and beauty's the hook, and I'm sure you would swallow her whole. But I'm not here to satisfy souls, for beauty is a siren trying to tempt me from my chosen mission. I won't be drawn in by her seductive singing. On principle, I refuse to be party to her abuse. It is not my job to squat in the gutter, sharing the teat with you beauty-drunk suckers. You pay to see satire and rage. I swear I won't let beauty set foot on this stage, for beauty's a harlot, a spotlight-hungry, manipulative starlet. She will toy with your defenseless heart and leave you tear-streaked when the lights come on. You look around to find her gone, and despite your size, you're not a clue that as you fell for her, she stole from you for beauty. As a harlot, she will lie with any two-bit artist. And for all those other lucky bastards, she seems to come so easily, but she comes too hard to me. There's only one more song left. But it's quite long. Some people who have seen me a bit will know this, but for the last 6 or 7 years since I started doing this, I've always finished with the same song, because it's just, I wrote it years ago and it's just a great show ender. And then for the last 5 or 6 years, I've been trying to write a better show ender. And finally, at the beginning of this year, I gave up. So, because this is a song that I always worry that people are going to leave my show, because a lot of my songs are kind of stupid, that leave my show thinking, not realizing how deep I am, how kind of brooding and kind of like Eddie Vedder or whatever, like Kurt Cobain or whatever, but like more kind of alive. And so to kind of create that atmosphere, I've written this song in the key of C sharp minor. And to add to the sense of profundity generated by that key center, I get Wookie, my lighting designer, to change the lights just so you get that real sense of redness. And I think it works, you know. I hope you guys have fun and stuff, but I think you're gonna leave saying things like, yeah, that guy's really deep, hey? So that's what we're going for with this. Thanks. You like that? Laugh at me with your headphones. You look like a DJ at a bar mitzvah. I don't know what you've done to these amazing orchestral players to make them take you seriously, but it doesn't work on me, old you magic crazy man. This is a song called Dark Side. And we'll see you at the other end. I can have a dark side if you want me to. I can have a dark side. I can develop my brooding potential if pain's what you want in an act. Pain I can do. I can have a dark side too. I can have a dark side too. Girlfriend up on the phone. I said, hey, good girlfriend, what's good going wrong? She said, I'm breaking it off with you. I feel as if the moment magic is gone. I said, hey baby, what you talking about? I thought that everything was just fine. She said, that's exactly the point. I just get so annoyed. Are you so happy all the time? Somebody deeper than you, someone with a little third dimension. I said, well, I can have a dark side if you want to make it, yeah. I can have a dark side, I can develop my brooding potential and pain's what you want in a man. Pain I can take out. I can have a dark side, check out. I can have a dark side. I can have a dark side. I can have a dark side. Ooh, yeah. I can have a dark side. Ken Vanderwall on drums. I don't think they're taking this seriously. All right, okay, I'm gonna get the point. Daddy never came to my ball games. Where were you, Daddy? Daddy never came to my ball games. He never loved me. Daddy never came to my ball games. Daddy never came to my ball games. Daddy never came. 'Cause I never Please help me thank Pete Clements on bass. Thank you, Pete. Ben Vanderwall on drums. The fantastic and tolerant Mr. Ben Norby with the baton. And your incredible, wonderful Sydney Symphony Orchestra. Thanks so much for coming and being such a lovely audience. Thank you, good night. I heard someone yell Encore, or it might have been Wanker. It was quite hard to discern. But as an optimist, we'll rip out our Encore, which is arranged by an old and dear friend of mine by the name of Ian Grandage, who's a genius. And it's a song about that feeling you get sometimes when you feel like you're the smallest doll in a babushka doll. This is my earth, and I live in it. It's 1/3 dirt and 2/3 water, and it rotates and revolves through space at rather an impressive pace, and never even messes up my hair. Here's a really weird thing. The force created by its spin is a force that stops the chaos flooding in. This is my earth, and it's fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect. This is my house, and I live in it. It's made of cracks and photographs. We bought it from a guy who bought it from a guy who bought it from a guy whose granddad left it to him. And the weirdest thing is that this house has locks to keep the baddies out, but they're mostly used to lock ourselves in. This is my house, and it's fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's 35 and 6 months old. It's changed a lot since it was new. It's done stuff it wasn't built to do. I often try to fill it up with wine, and the weirdest thing about it is I spend so much time hating it, but it never says a bad word about me. This is my body, and it's fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect. This is my brain, and I live in it. It's made of love and bad song lyrics. It's tucked away behind my eyes, where all my fucked up thoughts can hide. 'Cause God forbid I hurt somebody. And the weirdest thing about a mind is that every answer that you find is the basis of a brand new cliche. This is my brain, and it's fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect. I'm not quite sure I've worked out how to work it. It's not perfect, but it's Please thank again the SSO. It's an indescribable honour to play with this orchestra. Thank you, Woogie. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Bubbles. Thank you, Beck. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Symphony. Okay, thanks. We'll definitely go home after this, I promise. This is a song I get in trouble if I don't play. There's a few of them, so there's always trouble. But this one's, I live in London, and sometimes that's not very desirable. And And this is a little bit out of season, but it's all right. It's good. Yeah, it's nice. I really like Christmas. It's sentimental, I know, but I just really like it. I am hardly religious. I'd rather break bread with Dawkins than Desmond Tutu, to be honest. And yes, I have all of the usual objections to consumerism, to the commercialization of an ancient religion, to the westernization of a dead Palestinian press ganged into selling PlayStations and beer. But I still really like it. I'm looking forward to Christmas, though I'm not expecting a visit from Jesus. I'll be seeing my dad, my brother and sisters, my gran and my mum. They'll be drinking white wine in the sun. I'll be seeing my dad, my brother and sisters, my gran and my mum. They'll be drinking white wine in the sun. I don't go in for ancient wisdom. I don't believe just 'cause ideas are tenacious, it means that they're worthy. I get freaked out by churches. Some of the hymns that they sing have nice chords, but the lyrics are dodgy. And yes, I have all of the usual objections to the miseducation of children who in tax-exempt institutions are taught to externalize blame and to feel ashamed and to judge things as plain right or wrong. But I quite like the songs. I'm not expecting big presents. The old combination of socks, jocks, and chocolates is just fine by me. 'Cause I'll be seeing my dad, my brother and sisters, my gran and my mum. They'll be drinking white wine in the sun. I'll be seeing my dad, my brother and sisters, my gran and my mum. They'll be drinking white wine in the sun. And you, my baby girl, my jet-lagged infant daughter, you'll be handed round the room like a puppy at a primary school, and you won't understand, but you will learn someday that wherever you are and whatever you face, these are the people who make you feel safe in this world. My sweet blue-eyed girl. And if my baby girl, when you're 21 or 31 and Christmas comes around and you find yourself 9,000 miles from home, you'll know whatever comes. Your brothers and sisters and me and your mom We'll be waiting for you in the sun when Christmas comes. Your brothers and sisters, your aunts and your uncles, your grandparents, cousins, and me and your mom. We'll be waiting for you in the sun, drinking white wine in the sun. Darling, whenever you come, we'll be waiting for you in the sun, drinking white wine in the sun, waiting for you in the sun, waiting. I really like Christmas. It's sentimental, I know. Thank you so much. Wow. Let's do this again sometime. Thank you. This has been an incredible tour. Thank you for being here at the end of it. Thank you, Ben Northey. You're a legend.